ambitious, energetic, a go-getter, a woman from the corporate sector of Sri Lanka. She is not an unknown face, she is a friend and someone who I know dearly. Please help me welcome Zahra Ansary. Welcome to the show, Zahra.
Thank you, Milana.
Okay, I have known you since a child. Now, Sri Lanka knows you as a corporate leader and this empowering woman. Now, tell us something they don't know about Zahra Ansary.
Perhaps if I go down memory lane back into my school days, I was someone who was absolutely naughty.
Very naughty.
Yes, and part of one of the most naughtiest classes in school. So I studied at Buddhist Ladies College, Colombo 7, and I was in the international section pursuing EdExcel exams. I think I was always known as someone
on the table, standing on the table. She would literally stand on the table. And how did this all happen, Zahara? How did you become this corporate leader all of a sudden? What was that journey? Tell us the story.
I wanted to be someone different than being the rest. So that has been there from my school days. Yes, I was absolutely naughty. But over the years, even within the school system, I remember the teachers also relied on me to get certain things done because they probably saw, some sort of a leadership potential in me. And they helped nurture that in me, and then that's what probably helped me be who I am today, because they didn't write me off as the naughtiest and hence cut me off. I still remember back in the day in grade 9 we were supposed to get junior prefectships, and the first round I didn't get it. There were certain reasons why I didn't get it, and I still remember a certain teacher, Miss Attanayaka, who was the senior sectional head at that time, she fought for me. And she fought and she made sure I got the prefectship. And that was something that I was so keen on getting at that point in life. I guess some people saw the potential in me and they helped nurture it. Be it at home, be it in whatever circle that I was in. I also remember right after Buddhist Ladies, I went into Alethea International to do my A-levels.
Did you always know this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to be? Did you have a dream as to I'm going to be someone greater one day?
Not really, Millie. To be very honest, my first ambition in life was to join the army. And at that point in time, we all remember how bad the war was, right? But I wasn't. Obviously, that was not a area that I would have got encouraged on for sure. Then I've considered journalism, being a lawyer, all of that. But at the back of my mind, my dad's, he's got a shop in Peta. So in my small days, I've actually been to the shop, I've seen stuff. So business and commerce was something that I always wanted to do and be in. Not exactly run a business. I'm so happy that in today's context, there are a lot of people who have been encouraged to do entrepreneurship and all of that. But back in the day, between 2000 and 2004, 5-ish, it wasn't so big. I'm so happy that, technology is enabling even kids who are 15, 16-year-old now to do their own thing. Had I had all of that, things would have been a lot more different. But for me, it was okay, get into a corporate and probably, go up the ladder. But I have wanted to be, the center of attention, getting things done, all of that, but not necessarily had, massive dreams of being where I am and all. No, not really.
So after all these fame and exposure to so many corporations, meeting high profile people, and obviously time becomes a limited factor over here. How do you manage with time, especially balancing a family? You have 2 lovely kids, a wonderful husband, I'm sure. So how does that work for you?
I have to be very honest, it's super hard. I mean, only a mother would know how difficult, a working mother would know how difficult it is, because I've got one kid in school right now, she's in grade 2, and then I've got a toddler at home who's 1.5 years old. And then I've got a full-time job, which is absolutely flexible in terms of, the work arrangements and all of that. But like you rightly said, we have events that we go to, we have various trainings that we do, and I am always out.
Yeah.
It is difficult. So for the moment, I mean, in the past, before my second one came in, I would have taken up anything and everything. I would have done a lot of things. But I have gradually learned to delegate things to my team, empower them to take on. And wherever there are opportunities that come up, like, that would help my organization, then if it's not a team member, then I would at least get one of our members. We have a very large member community in Sri Lanka, CIMA members. And I work very closely with most of them. Luckily for me, I have a lot of friends who are also CIMA members, right? So I get them involved. It's a way of empowering as well, right? The young ones. So
how supportive has your husband been in this journey?
He was the one who encouraged me to apply. And I did remember telling him, if I do get it, there'll be lots of late nights, lots of events, I'll be out forever. And he was okay. And even right now, we do have our arguments, right? I mean, as would any couple. We've been married 7 years to last February. We have lots of arguments around my events, around my timing schedules. But one thing I've realized is I now try and keep my weekends free only for my family, because Saturdays are like, their classes, their swimming and all of that, non-negotiable. Every Saturday there'll be so many things happening, but unfortunately I am going to stick by that. Because I believe I owe it to my kids as well, because otherwise it's like, work day, and then I do try to take some time off because it's good for me as well, because I get to reflect and then plan forward and move forward. Because end of the day, something that my boss always tells me is family comes first. My husband also says that family comes first. So I'm a workaholic, very much a workaholic, because for me, I am probably wired in a way that work will run on my head no matter what. So sometimes I take conscious effort not to let that happen.
We have women, especially in our communities where we come from, where women right after their O-levels or A-levels, they just get married and they're home, they become a mother and they're just going on. So what can you sort of advise those kind of ladies to do?
Okay, so getting married, looking after a family, raising a family, giving your fullest is fine. It's all right. But also invest in yourself. If you've not perhaps done any studies after your O-levels or your A-levels, maybe it's now time, because post-COVID, a lot of things have now come online and you can study all of these things, whatever that your heart seeks, right? If you want to be in digital marketing, if you want to be in a finance kind of area, because someday if you're running your own business, like a home-based business, maybe like a brownie business or something of the sort, finance knowledge will also come into help. So things like we have through CIMA, the CGMA FLP platform, where you can study the entire qualification online. So not just marketing or finance, even designing anything that could perhaps help you earn some pocket money, help you towards the future. One thing I firmly believe in, Millie, is as women, we need to have some sort of financial independence.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we do contribute to the family, and that's considered a sadaqah in our terms, right? But beyond that, it's always good for us to have a bit of disposable income for our own self,
Yes.
to do our own thing, right? Me times and, hanging out with our friends and all of that. And this would also come into use because, being very honest, we do hear quite a lot of single moms and lots of people who do need that support, right? And then, unfortunately, in our part of the world, a lot of people tend to think only the man should support financially, which I completely don't agree. Both together, we support the family, and then things become actually much better, right?
Yeah.
So for these ladies, I would advise there are lots of opportunities to study, perhaps online, There are lots of opportunities to even work. There are now work from home jobs, there are remote jobs available. There are so many ways that you could even run your own thing. So invest at least an hour or two of a day into that. It'll come in help someday in the future, at least to help your own child in making their right decisions for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that belief. Invest in yourself. It can really pay you off.
Yeah.
What is power to you?
Being able to do things.
What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Respond, don't react.
Wow. What does empowerment of women mean to you?
A lot of things, but mainly enabling someone to realize their potential and come out of whatever unconscious limits that they've set themselves and has been imposed on them.
Lastly, what would you like to tell our audience or the women listening to you today?
Impossible is nothing. We've all heard of this, right? In fact, impossible is nothing if you really set your minds towards it. Like I said, my beginnings have been very humble, and I am yet humble, but there are so many things that all of us can achieve. We can walk with the kings and still be with anyone out there. So whatever that you want to do in life, don't let anything or anyone hold you back. If you guys need support, reach out to people that you're closest to, who you believe will help you, because there are so many people out there who are ready to help. You only need to ask.
You only need to ask. Wow, lovely. And impossible is nothing. That's very profound words. Thank you so much for taking your time and spending it with us. I am sure all these women will be empowered and inspired by your kind words. And thank you so much for being the bubbly you again and looking forward to meeting you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Millie.
Inspiring, influential and impactful stories which can bring change and transformation. This is Milhana Anwar. Looking forward to meeting you again.